You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up, fighting back. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sits for his first TV interview after being accused of 2 and possibly 3 women who say he did some sexual misconduct decades ago.
Plus, a Dallas police officer accused of shooting and killing a man in his own apartment is now off the job. We'll tell you why. And the man at the center of the controversial Stand Your Ground shooting in Clearwater is out of jail now. What new information reveals about the deadly dispute? Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, Tuesday. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins. And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up this morning. Over to John Scalzi, where we found out he has clicked the rain box once again.
Yes, indeed, we will. In fact, all week long, I think we're going to have rain showers around, and that's good. We can always use a little extra rainfall at this time of year as we begin to wind down our rainy season. Any extra rain we get is a good thing, I suppose. We have some showers in progress in inland areas now, but nothing locally. In fact, the morning commute looks like it'll be A-OK. A little bit of cloud cover, but a lot of sunshine rapidly boosting our temperatures. We'll top it out in the low 90s once again today. Complete forecast in a minute.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. First alert traffic now. Looking to Manatee County. Only the red really is either just north of the river as you come from Memphis to Palmetto or way out east off Rye Road and 64. Also Fruitville Road eastbound around Beneva and McIntosh. Look out there at Longboat Key. Some issues out there. We'll check in 15 minutes. And South County all clear as of 6:01 on this Tuesday morning. Our top story, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is now fighting back to save his chances for confirmation.
ABC's Lana Zach has the story.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh is not waiting until Thursday to tell America his side of the story.
I've never sexually assaulted anyone. I did not have sexual intercourse or anything close to sexual intercourse in high school or for many years thereafter.
So you're saying that through all these years that are in question, you were a virgin?
That's correct.
With his wife Ashley by his side, Kavanaugh spoke with Fox News.
I am not questioning and have not questioned that perhaps Dr. Ford at some point in her life was sexually assaulted by someone in some place. But what I know is I've never sexually assaulted anyone.
Kavanaugh says he will not bow out.
I'm not going anywhere.
On Thursday, America will hear from Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, his first accuser. In a letter to the Republican chairman, Chuck Grassley, Blasey Ford writes, "While I am frightened, please know my fear will not hold me back from testifying." Chairman Grassley writing back, "Both of you deserve a credible and fair process," adding in his own handwriting, "P.S. I look forward to your testimony." For now, Kavanaugh and Blasey Ford are the only 2 people scheduled to testify on Thursday, but there is also now another accuser, Deborah Ramirez, a former classmate of Kavanaugh's at Yale University. She says Kavanaugh exposed his genitals to her at a drunken party. Kavanaugh denies this allegation as well.
And now Ramirez's allegations are also being hotly debated. Our ABC station KGO spoke with James Roche, who was Brett Kavanaugh's roommate at Yale. He says he believes Ramirez and that he also believes that Kavanaugh and his social circle were capable of the actions described. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump says he and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un could have a second meeting very soon. The president's comments follow an up-and-down relationship between the 2 countries since the 2 met at that historic summit back in June. Now, there are some concerns out there that a second summit is coming a little bit too soon. It might give North Korea too much in return for little progress toward denuclearization.
Relationships are very good with North Korea. We have many things in store. It looks like we'll have a second summit quite soon. As you know, Kim Jong-un wrote a letter, a beautiful letter, and asking for a second meeting, and we will be doing that. Secretary Pompeo will work that out in the immediate future. It looks like it's moving very, very well. Tremendous progress on North Korea.
Now, the big concern here is that the North Korean dictator is not living up to his promises after that first summit, and he might do even less after a second.
A developing story, a federal judge in California may dismiss Stormy Daniels' defamation case against President Trump. The suit focuses on one of his tweets from April. Daniels had released a sketch of a man who she claims threatened her in 2011 after she spoke out about her affair with President Trump. The president said the sketch was a, quote, non-existent man and called it a total con job. Well, a judge said Monday the tweet appears to be political hyperbole and opinion, which is protected by free speech, but a final ruling has yet to be issued.
Happening today, Bill Cosby will find out just how long he'll be behind bars. He now faces up to 10 years in prison instead of that 30 after prosecutors decided to merge his charges. He was convicted in April on 3 counts of sexually assaulting Andrea Costan back in 2004. Now, a prosecution expert is pushing for Cosby to be labeled a sexually violent predator and says he has a mental disorder that makes him likely to reoffend. Defense attorneys argue that Cosby's age and blindness make that unlikely.
An update now out of Texas, where a Dallas police officer who mistakenly shot and killed a neighbor has now been fired. Amber Geiger shot and killed 26-year-old Botham Jean in his apartment after she says she walked in the wrong unit after a long shift.
Waited until the critical portion of this investigation was complete. The investigation is ongoing, but the critical portion where it could be compromised is no longer an issue.
Now, the victim's family says they are satisfied with Geiger being fired, but they still want her to face murder charges, not manslaughter.
Well, a Clearwater man at the center of a controversial Stand Your Ground shooting case is out of jail this morning after posting bond yesterday. Police say Michael Drudjka's family helped bond him out. Now, this comes after police released hundreds of new pages of information involving that dispute. Now, Drudjka told Pinellas County Sheriff's detectives that if the victim, Marquise McLaughlin, had retreated or even stayed still, he wouldn't have used his gun. But a witness says McLaughlin did move back. Prosecutors have charged Drudjka with manslaughter so far. A pretrial hearing in the case has now been scheduled for October the 19th.
New details out of Pasco County, where investigators are trying to figure out what caused a deputy to shoot his wife before taking his own life. 4 kids were inside the house at the time. Now, deputies later found Samantha Keithley dead downstairs after one of the children called 911 while running from the home. Then they said they found Kirk Keithley, a deputy from Hillsborough County, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, this morning, the Tampa Bay Times is reporting that she texted a friend before the shooting saying Kirk has lost his mind. For the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast, check out our app. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast.
In travel news, American Airlines is adding a new nonstop flight from Philadelphia to SRQ. Starting January 12th, American will offer flights on Saturdays and Sundays. They'll be running until at least September 1st of 2019. Now, American previously announced a daily service to Dallas-Fort Worth from SRQ, as well as one back and forth from Chicago that starts December the 20th. And boy, do I like the sound of this. Congress could soon pass a bill that would stop airlines from shrinking your legroom and from shrinking the space in between the actual seats. That proposed bill would also stop the forcible removal of people from planes. The bill is expected to pass the House and Senate later on this week before heading to the president's desk.
You think it's tough for you? Try being 6'2".
I can't even imagine it. I am 5'4" and I feel scrunched in there. I can't even imagine.
That's why I love the emergency rows when I can get them.
Yes, yes.
But now you have to pay extra for those.
Yes, dibs.
Yeah. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a closer look at conditions in South Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Florence.
And coming up at 5:30, more money is on the way now to Moat Marine to learn more about red tide. We're going to tell you what projects that they're getting ready to research. But first,
it is 6:08 on your Tuesday morning. There's a shot outside looking south of the downtown Sarasota skyline. As far as how you should plan for today, here's John Scalzi.
So we're looking at pretty good conditions for the morning hours. I don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall. Morning commute looks like it'll be fine. And the school bus forecast looks pretty good for the pickup as well. Expect temperatures that are running around 78 degrees or so under mostly clear sunny skies. As we head into the afternoon, however, we will have a good chance of seeing a few showers in inland areas. I think it'll be later in the day before the showers make it to the coast, though. Complete forecast in a minute.
When ABC 7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticore that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
76 degrees, our air temperature, dew point value coming in at 75. So temperature and dew point close enough together that it feels already rather humid out there. We have an east wind continuing to blow at about 7. That east wind is going to be the kind of general wind that we see for the next 4 or 5 days, actually east or southeast. And then during the afternoon, we'll develop a little bit of a sea breeze as we head into the 3 o'clock hour. That sea breeze will start to move inland and start to help trigger off some larger storms. As the general storms that move from east to west across the region encounter that sea breeze close to the coast, we could see some bigger storms build around drive time this evening, so we'll watch for that. Light conditions across the area through the morning hours weather-wise. Not much going on. We have one lone little sprinkle here in extreme eastern parts of Charlotte County. That's about it. I don't think we'll see much more than that as we head through the morning hours. But by afternoon, these showers that you see on the other coast will make it all the way across the peninsula into our area, riding on this easterly wind flow. Disturbance number 1 is being watched by the Hurricane Center as it could bring some plentiful amounts of rainfall to coastal regions of North Carolina. They could get another 2 to 4 inches of rainfall as this system lifts off to the north and to the west and then recurves back out into the open waters of the Atlantic. It's being watched very carefully by residents there. High pressure for us continues to bring fairly quiet, tranquil conditions across our peninsula. Hot, muggy afternoons, west-moving storms that build late in the afternoon and into the evening hours. And as far as the tropics, which are somewhat active, nothing has its sights on the state of Florida currently, so that's great news. Futurecast shows pretty quiet conditions through the morning. Drive time looks good as we head into noontime. Maybe a little extra clouds start to build. And then as we head into 3, 4 o'clock, showers begin to form in inland areas, drift to the coast, hit our sea breeze, and start to produce some thunderstorm activity that could bring some, again, good amounts of rainfall in some locations today. Our rainfall futurecast shows some bullseyes of heavier rain close to the coast. Now, I wouldn't be terribly locked into exactly where this heaviest of the rains fall, but I think it's picking up on the fact that when these storms move on the east wind close to our coastline and hit our sea breeze, they could blow up into larger thunderstorms, and that's why you're getting some of those bullseyes of heavier rain close to the coast. I think that part is probably accurate. Whether it happens in Punta Gorda or not, you know, it's too early to tell that, of course. As far as the forecast for us goes today, nice day to be out on the waters as temperatures climb into the low 90s once again. Southeast wind will turn west at about 10 knots, turning back to the east as we head into the overnight. So the forecast looks like this today, about a 40% chance of rain showers. Daytime high comes in at about 92. That is a forecast you can take to the bank for the next several days, it looks like. The pattern is not going to change. High pressure is locked in place, the east wind assured, plentiful amounts of moisture, and daytime heating running above average. All of those add up together to bring us at least a 30% chance of showers into the weekend and into the start of next work week as well. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Take a look outside and check on your first alert traffic. Not looking too bad out there so far in Manatee County. A little bit of a slowdown right there on 301 as you're approaching State Road 70, but other than that, not too much going on. In Sarasota County, those roads are also looking pretty clear so far this morning. And if your commute is going to take you a little bit farther south into the area, both 75 and 41 still looking pretty good out there so far. It's 6:15. That's your first alert traffic. And now to an update on all of that flooding in South Carolina.
Yeah, 10 days after Hurricane Florence made landfall, new evacuation warnings are in effect from 8,000 families. At least one of the rivers being watched won't actually crest until tomorrow.
This event is not over. The waters are continuing to rise.
Just a week ago, you could walk through the town. Here's President Trump in front of a church after the rain from the hurricane stopped. And here is the church now, surrounded by floodwaters. Over 350 people had to be rescued from their homes over the weekend. The death toll now from Florence stands at 47.
And closer to home, more help is on the way for people that are still dealing with the aftermath of last September's Hurricane Irma. The Rebuild Florida program will help low-income Floridians pay for storm damage to their homes that hasn't been finished yet. But here on the Suncoast, including Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties, they're not included.
This is for long-term recovery. And what we did is go around to the communities and say, what issues are you still having? What are your greatest needs? What are the needs that are still unmet after FEMA came in, after the SBA came in, maybe after private insurance came in?
Now, that money will primarily go to low-income families with people over the age of 62, young kids, and people with disabilities. And remember, you can download our free ABC7 weather app for the latest and most important weather alerts. In HealthSmart, new research suggests that breastfeeding helps babies maintain a healthy weight as they grow into their toddler years.
ABC's Meredith Wood has the latest study.
By now, you've no doubt heard the popular mantra, breast is best, when it comes to feeding your baby. But that's even when compared to giving newborns breast milk out of the bottle. A new study published in the journal Pediatrics shows a potential link between breastfeeding and slower weight gain in infants. According to the study, 12-month-old babies who were exclusively breastfed the first 3 months of their lives had a lower body mass index than those who weren't. Babies who stopped breastfeeding before 6 months were 3 times more likely to be overweight. And doctors warn a higher BMI early on in life can lead to childhood and adult obesity. Researchers say it's unclear why exclusively breastfeeding seems to be healthier than pumping and feeding breast milk from a bottle. But the study's quick to point out it's not all or nothing. For mothers who can't or aren't able to breastfeed exclusively, any amount is better than none when it comes to breastfeeding for baby. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Other health news, Weight Watchers is shortening its name to WW. That's as short as it can get. The company says the new name focuses on overall health and wellness, along with the new branding. WW announced a variety of new programs. Members will be able to use their Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant to track their foods and get updates on their daily progress.
All right, still to come on Good Morning Suncoast. For years, he was known as America's favorite dad, but today, Bill Cosby is set to learn his fate after being convicted of sexual assault charges. We're going to tell you why he's now facing less prison time.
And next half hour, the rabbit is out of the hat. How quarterback Ryan Fitzmagic and the Bucs came up short of an historic comeback last night. Darn it all.
So close, though.
What else can you say? And today, Jameis Winston comes back. Can I play? Let's go outside. Here's a peek at New York City. Got some raindrops there, some fog in the distance. Beautiful shot, though, isn't it?
It is gorgeous.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it.
Kettle's got what you're looking for at Kettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Kettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Kettle's got that too.
Kettle's got it.
Visit Kettle.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
40 Carrots Family Center and the Community Foundation of Sarasota County present a free speaker event, Unselfie. Why empathetic kids succeed in our all about me world. Featuring parenting educator and author Michelle Borba at Riverview High School on Tuesday, September 25th at 7 p.m. Help children become successful, moral, courageous, and resilient. RSVP required at 40carrots.org. That's FORTYcarrots.org.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Welcome back. 623 shot there of the Capitol Rotunda and Capitol Hill, where 2 days from now, big doings. Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday will hear from Christine Blasey Ford, who's alleging sexual assault from 30 years ago against the current Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. So that is Thursday on Capitol Hill.
That's right. A lot of goings on there this week. I wonder what the topic of conversation will be in that building today.
Today?
Yeah.
The Buccaneers quarterback?
Yes, I'm sure that's what it is.
Right. Love to hear from you. There's our respective Facebook professional pages. Please stop by, like the page, say hello. We post fresh content every day.
Also fresh bloopers. Oh, that's just my page.
Can I post today's blooper?
Yes. No, okay, yeah, you can.
There's a good tease.
That was a painful one.
Yep.
Well, just a few hours from now, Bill Cosby will learn his fate. The actor will be sentenced later on today after being convicted of sexual assault.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos has our preview.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's Judgment Day for the man formerly known as America's Dad. Despite a handful of protesters, a faint smile as convicted comedian Bill Cosby walked into court Monday. A judge today will decide if the now 81-year-old comic will spend the rest of his life behind bars after a jury found him guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting former Temple University employee Andrea Constant in 2004. Cosby, who could become the first celebrity of the Me Too era to be sentenced to prison, has insisted any sexual encounters with Constant and other accusers were consensual. In court Monday, Constant once again took the witness stand asking for justice. Her family reading statements in court, her sister testifying about a drastic change in Constant's personality after the attack. And we'll have more on the trial coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with Anoro.
COPD tries to say, go this way. I say I'll go my own way with Anoro.
Once daily Anoro contains two medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
Get your first prescription free at Anoro.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. All for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, a domestic dispute leads to the death of a Lakewood Ranch high school student. What school officials are doing to help students deal with that tragedy today.
A Punta Gorda teenager is behind bars accused of threatening to shoot people at a high school dance. We'll tell you what charges he's facing.
And the Bucs took on the Steelers last night in Monday Night Football. We'll have the highlights, those stories, plus your Tuesday forecast this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast.
I broke curfew watching that game last night, and I thought, you know what? It's not going well.
I know. I know. That's when our early bedtime does come in handy. It's like, I just need to go to sleep now.
Yeah, 9:45 still wasn't too early, but what happens next with the Bucs, we'll find out soon. Jameis Winston returns to work today for the first time in 3 games.
That is right. That is right. Well, it is 6:30. I'm Stephanie Webb. That's Ray Collins. Over there is John Scalzi with your weather.
And we have more rainfall in the forecast for you again today. Yesterday we had some pretty good rainfall. It was kind of hit and miss depending on who got the rainfall and who didn't. We had some, certainly down in Northport, there were some pretty good rains that fell there. Both Richard and Al, our spotters down there, got 1 3/4 inches or better of rainfall, but many places got less than that. A couple hundredths of an inch of rain, said Jeff in Laurel Park and also Cooper in central Sarasota. The same sort of thing again today. Quiet during the morning hours, but a sea breeze front will build in response to all the sunshine and heating that we get. 75 currently in Wauchula, Arcadia, 78 in Longboat, 77 in Venice. Watch for about a 40% chance of afternoon showers later on today. Back to you.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads, 301 northbound, some congestion there as you head toward State Road 70, otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, you'll see the usual delay there in 301 southbound, but also look to the left side of your screen. Some problems there as you start to approach St. Armand's Circle, some congestion off Longboat Key around the Lido Shores area. And then South County, all clear at 6:31 on this Tuesday morning.
Well, more grief counselors will be on hand again today at Lakewood Ranch High School after a double murder-suicide over the weekend. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says a man shot and killed his wife and a 16-year-old stepdaughter before he turned the gun on himself.
That stepdaughter went to Lakewood Ranch High School. Marla Spence is back there live with another story. Marla?
Guys, another hard week for students here at Lakewood Ranch High School. In just a little over a week, the school lost 2 of its students in a car accident headed to homecoming, and now one of their classmates has been murdered. A crisis team of school psychologists and counselors will be on campus today, helping students and staff work through losing their fellow classmate and student, Andrea Barberena Rojas. Manatee County Sheriff deputies say James Bennett shot and killed his wife, Sylvina Bennett, then shot his 16-year-old stepdaughter, Andrea, before taking his own life inside a Lakewood Ranch home. Now, deputies say Bennett's mother and 2-year-old daughter were inside the home at the time of the shooting, but not injured. The sheriff's office say a domestic issue was the center of the dispute, but right now there are still a lot of questions surrounding the case and what exactly led to the shooting.
We may never know exactly what words were exchanged. Our witness there was the shooter's mother, and she's been able to describe the best she can at this point. This is a family in mourning. You know, 3 people are gone that shouldn't have had to end this way.
Now, this is the 3rd murder-suicide near the Suncoast. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, you are encouraged to reach out to a domestic violence agency. You can find that number on your screen. Live at Lakewood Ranch High School, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
We have an update for you now on a situation involving that John Chuck story. A new trial date has been set for the man accused of throwing his daughter to her death off the Dick Meisner Bridge near the Sunshine Skyway. John Chuck's trial is set to begin now March 18th. He's accused of throwing his 5-year-old off the bridge 3.5 years ago. He then drove into Manatee County, where deputies stopped him near University Parkway. The trial was set to start this past Monday, but now it's postponed until March. At issue is John Chuck's sanity at the time. If convicted, he could face life in prison.
A Punta Gorda teenager remains behind bars this morning, accused of threatening to shoot people at a high school dance. Police say 19-year-old Anthony Grimaldi threatened a shooting at Northport High School's homecoming dance in both text and social media messages to his ex-girlfriend, a student at the school. Police say Grimaldi told her that he would carry out the threats if she danced with any other guys this Saturday night. Investigators say they arrested him after learning he had been in possession of both a handgun and an AR-15 assault rifle for about a month. Now, while he didn't have access to them anymore, police say the threat alone warrants a $300,000 bond.
Causes a disruption at the school. It causes fear among students and parents, but we certainly have a responsibility to look into all those things. And I think, overall in this particular case, I think people should have some comfort knowing that we did take it seriously, we did look into it, and charges were filed, and he was arrested.
Now, the school says that homecoming dance will go on as scheduled, and Northport Police will be on hand to make sure all the students are safe.
The Sarasota County School Police Force has another resource at its fingertips now. The school board approved the use of the Sheriff's Office databases. That means should an emergency arise, the school police officers would have access to databases like the National Crime Information Center. It contains the National Sex Offender Registry, missing persons, and an instant background check system as well. Happening today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is planning to host a response to active shooter training seminar. It's held from 2 to 4 today. The goal, to help businesses and organizations prepare for an active shooter situation, also understand the mentality of an active shooter, and learn also how to best respond.
Well, the longtime face of the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and voice of the Manatee Hurricanes has passed away. Dave Bristow died unexpectedly Sunday night of natural causes. For more than 30 years, he served as the public information officer for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, keeping the public and the media up to date on what was happening. Before that, he worked here at ABC 7 as a morning anchor and reporter. He was also the voice of the Manatee Hurricanes football radio broadcast for many years. He leaves behind a wife and 2 daughters, and all of us here at ABC 7 are sending our thoughts and prayers to his family and co-workers at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office.
It certainly was shocking news, and also shocking news involving the election in the 17th District. April Freeman, the Democratic candidate, passed away. No word yet on the cause of her death. Her husband posted about it on Facebook. She was the Democrat set to face State Senator Greg Steube in the general election. In a statement, Steube told us his thoughts and prayers are with Freeman's family in the wake of her tragic and sudden passing. She was just 54 years old.
Happening today, it is National Voter Registration Day, and Sarasota County wants to make sure that you are ready for November. Today, a number of voter drives will be going on throughout the county. Selby Public Library, New College of Florida, and the Inglewood Sports Complex are just a few of the locations. You can head online to mysuncoast.com for a full list of all the locations where you can register to vote. And don't forget, the last day to register is October the 9th.
New money is on the way to Mote Marine to learn more about red tide. The state is giving the Sarasota lab more than $2 million to test technology to fight the toxic algae bloom. The Mote Marine CEO and environmental agencies around the state unveiled plans to mitigate the effects of red tide. The funding will include using a form of specialized clay to fight red tide effects.
We are moving forward both in a tactical manner and a more strategic manner to address the impacts of this red tide event now, but also setting the stage and a strong foundation for developing those technologies.
Last month, Mote Marine tested an ozone treatment system in a canal in Boca Grande to determine if it could kill red tide cells. Now that test proved successful, and now they're looking to fund that project as well as other mitigation technology.
Well, there is some good news to report on that red tide situation. On Monday, the group Save Our Seabirds released 7 migratory birds that have recovered from being sick from red tide. They released them onto North Lido Beach. A spokesman for the group says the birds became sick while passing through our area on their way to Central America. For the past 10 days, those birds have received intensive care, including tube feeding and fluids multiple times a day to help clean out their systems.
A lot of supportive care. We give them fluids and then slowly build them up to food when they're standing. A lot of them can't stand, so people think that they have broken legs, but it's just the neurotoxins not allowing them to stand.
And more good news, the group says they plan to release another 7 birds this Thursday. And remember, you can find all of our red tide coverage, including answers to some of your most asked questions, online at mysuncoast.com. Just click on red tide. Well, new this morning, Fitzmagic almost did it again last night, but the Bucs came up a little short. Buccaneers quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 3 touchdown passes on the night after throwing 3 interceptions in the first half. Fitzpatrick almost brought the Buccaneers back from a 30-10 halftime deficit, but they fell just short. They at least made 17 more points, though. They ended up losing 30-27 to the Steelers. Now, despite that loss, though, this is kind of huge. Fitzpatrick became the first player in NFL history to throw for 400 yards in 3 consecutive games. He finished on with 411 yards on the night, and despite that loss, the big question, will he keep the starting job with Jameis Winston coming back from his suspension next week?
I was hoping that he would do so well last night there wouldn't be a quarterback controversy. I'm hoping they stick with Fitzpatrick.
I think a lot of people are. I've seen a lot of different polls, especially in the Tampa area, and it really is leaning toward that way. So I think it'll be interesting to see what the Bucs do with all this.
People say Jameis Winston's the future, but Ryan Fitzpatrick's the present.
Yeah, interesting. All right.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you why the founders of Instagram are leaving the billion-dollar social media giant.
And why used car sales are on the rise, and when you have the best chance of finding a deal on your own new set of wheels. But first,
it is 6:40 on this Tuesday morning, September the 25th. John Scalzi says you might see some rain later on this afternoon. Big surprise there, huh?
That's exactly right, Ray. Later on this afternoon, you will see some rainfall in the drive time forecast. We've checked the rain box. It's kind of a pattern we're locked into. Later this evening during drive time, a few storms will be around. We have a no airport delay. Well, actually, no. One popped up. LaGuardia, 36 minutes delay there, according to the FAA. Other airport hubs running on time. Right back.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection. Like KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit RTJ Golf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, kind of a humid, sticky start to the morning with 76-degree air temperature and a dew point value pretty close to that at 75. That brings the relative humidity up to 97% out there. And we have the east wind continuing. The east wind will bring in the showers and clouds a little bit later on today. We'll start off with fairly sunny conditions, though, under the influence of a big ridge of high pressure. But then as we head into the afternoon, we'll start to heat things up. That'll bring us a few clouds with 87 degrees by around lunchtime as we head into the afternoon. It'll again be a warm one, well above average, coming in the lower 90s as we head into the evening hours. We'll cool things down pretty quickly, I think, with a little shower and thunderstorm activity across the region, about a 40% chance of that. It's quiet right now on the Suncoast, and don't expect to see much in the way of rainfall this morning. One lone shower in eastern parts of Charlotte County has dissipated, and leaving us with just these showers over on the other coast, gradually drifting in this direction. It'll take better part of the day, though, for them to arrive, and once they do, they'll encounter our sea breeze, a westerly wind flow that develops in response to our heating. And when that happens, the showers and thunderstorms will begin to build, just as we saw yesterday, and we will each and every day this week, with high pressure our dominant weather feature. There's disturbance number 1, bringing rain showers to an already flooded and still flooding coastline of North Carolina. That system hopefully will not be too close to shore, but computer models are kind of suggesting it gets close enough to sling back showers and thunderstorms in the direction of at least the outer banks of the Carolina coastline. We'll watch it lift off to the north and to the east, but of course they'll be watching it very carefully with time. Hot, muggy conditions, west moving storms, calm in the tropics for the state of Florida anyway, even though we're watching several systems. We've got a subtropical depression Leslie, no issue, stays out there in the open waters of the Atlantic, bothering no one. Disturbance 2, that was Kirk. Again, it may have a chance of developing, but it will probably move into the Caribbean and eventually dissipate before bothering anybody in the United States. And then there's this disturbance, which we continue to monitor, 50% chance of development, and computer models are in pretty good agreement that it'll recurve back out into the Atlantic, never making it overland, but close enough that it will sling some showers back toward the Carolina coast as it makes that recurve back out into open waters. It'll be close, though, and we'll continue to monitor it as we head into the next several days. For boating today, nice day. Southeast wind turns west with that sea breeze in the afternoon. Coming in at about 10 knots, you'll have a light chop with 2-foot seas. And the forecast looks good. We're talking about a daytime high that tops out near 92 or so. Again, well above average. 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, most likely between around 3 and 5 o'clock in inland areas and between around 5 and 7 o'clock closer to the coastline. That'll be true for the next several days with daytime highs again well above average. As we head into the weekend, we continue the same sort of theme. A lot of sunshine to start off your morning, so early tea times, tennis games in the morning, whatever, look just fine. But by afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will be around. Same thing as we head into Monday of next week. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Take a look outside and check your first alert traffic out there. In Manatee County, we do have one accident to tell you about. On State Road 70 in the eastbound lane, there's an accident right there at Braden Run. Again, there's an accident at Braden Run and State Road 70 in the eastbound lane. And then in Sarasota County, those roads are not running too bad out there just yet. A little congestion around St. Armand Circle, so it's a little slowdown right there. And then if you're headed farther south, 75 and 41 are running pretty smooth out there this morning. 647, that's your first alert traffic. Well, in consumer news, the men who founded Instagram are out of here.
Yep, they're done with that. Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger began the company back in 2010. They sold it to Facebook for $1 billion 2 years later. That worked out well. They kept working for the company, though. Instagram now has 1 billion users, including us. Systrom says the duo wants to step back and focus on something new. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says he's looking forward to seeing what they build next.
And used car sales have hit the fast lane. Nearly 40 million used cars were sold just last year. That's more than double the number of new cars that were sold. Industry analysts say that part of the push toward used cars is the rising price of the new ones. The average price was almost $37,000 last December and has hovered around some all-time highs. And speaking of prices, the way you buy Walt Disney World tickets is about to change. There's a new online planning tool that's going to debut next month. Prices at the 4 theme parks will be tweaked so that they're the same instead of Magic Kingdom having a higher price. Disney introduced flexible pricing at parks about 3 years ago as an incentive for guests to visit during less busy times. Now, each month was divided into value, regular, and then peak days. But under this new plan, which plans to debut on October 16th, those prices will vary based on the particular day.
Did you enjoy going there with your kids?
Love to, but it was
Really?
so expensive we could only go like one time a year.
Hate those long lines.
I know, yeah. In entertainment news, Carrie Underwood is making headlines. Celine Dion's Vegas show is coming to an end a little sooner than expected.
Showbiz news now from ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I'm sorry.
Carrie Underwood is crying pretty all the way to chart history. Her new album, Cry Pretty, has debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart, making her the only female country artist with 4 #1s. Selling over 250,000 copies, Cry Pretty notches the biggest sales week for a woman this year and the best for a country album in 3 years. Over on the singles chart, it's the first time since January that a rap song is at #1. Maroon 5's Girls Like You takes the top spot, though it does feature a rapper, Cardi B. Girls is Maroon 5's 4th #1. Drake's In My Feelings drops to 2nd after 10 weeks in the top spot. Maroon 5 breaks a 34-week streak of #1 rap songs that started with Drake and his hit God's Plan and included chart toppers from Childish Gambino, Cardi B, and more. Celine Dion's heart may go on, but her Vegas show won't. The superstar singer says she's ending her long-running residency at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace next year.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
Earlier, we mentioned Childish Gambino as one of this year's chart toppers, and the rapper and singer and actor, also known as Donald Glover, turns 35 today. And another rapper/actor has a big birthday today as well, Will Smith, turning the big 50. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Up next, your top 7 before 7 a.m.
That's right. We've got to include one final look at your weather and your traffic. We'll be right back. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
6:51, pretty shot there. Look at the moon. Oh, that is a beautiful shot. Postcard there above the 10th Street boat ramp, looking toward Longboat Key off in the distance. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too.
Gettle's got it.
Visit Gettle.com.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
It is 6:54, and here's your top 7 before 7.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
So we start with pretty quiet conditions. It'll be dry across the region, but watch for those afternoon showers and thunderstorms to build. It's 76 degrees outside. Back to you.
All right, number 2, checking an issue there in Manatee County. This is the scene at State Road 70 at Braden Run in the eastbound lane. Be aware of that. Otherwise, no major issues right now on Suncoast roads.
And number 3, it's the first full day back for students at Lakewood Ranch High School since news broke of a double murder-suicide there, where a man shot and killed his wife and 16-year-old stepdaughter, a student at Lakewood Ranch.
Number 4, still no word what killed Democratic congressional candidate April Freeman. The Cape Coral resident was set to face Senator Greg Stubbe in District 17, south of Clark Road. Democrats will now name another candidate in her replacement. Freeman was just 54 years old.
Number 5, more money's on the way to Mote Marine Lab to learn about the effects of red tide. They're giving about $2 million to test out some new technology, including specialized clay to help fight red tide.
Number 6, mistakes doomed the Bucks last night as they fell on national TV to the Steelers. Final score 30-27.
And number 7, what's trending? Do you love your juicy burger and fries? Well, how much do you love them? New research from the University of Michigan finds that quitting junk food can have the same withdrawal symptoms as drugs. That's right. Those fatty foods, they can become addictive in your brain. And if you try and stop cold turkey or cold beef, you can have like the same depression and sadness in your brain, but it only lasts about 5 days.
I'm very sad if I don't get my French fries.
I'm very sad if I don't get my pasta. I wonder if that's in my list too. What's something that you would withdraw from, you think?
Donuts.
Donuts? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll feel
Wait
it
a second.
right in
Didn't
here.
they just come out with a thing that said people who eat pasta live longer?
Did they?
I think they did.
I'm going to go with that.
It changes each week.
Yeah, it does. That and wine.
Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Good Morning America is straight ahead.